If you're a parent out there, you know how hard it is when your child is not functioning or healing like they should. When a child is suffering, it impacts the whole family, especially you as a parent. And so today I want to be able to share with you just a way of thinking and a way to be able to get to the root cause of what's happening in your kids' health. A lot of us, we are focused on the life that's not happening with our kids. So whether it is a focus issue, ADD, ADHD, whether it's behavior outbursts, maybe it is cognition, just not functioning well or hitting the milestones that they should in school. We can see social problems that happen with kids. We can see even emotional outbursts and just emotional issues, anxiety, depression, those types of things, as well as speech. Now, here at Revive Chiropractic and Wellness, we love to figure out what is the root cause. We love to come alongside parents and help them with these things. Now, sometimes, and a lot of times, as parents, you guys have tried so many things, but it doesn't seem to be getting to the full resolution. Maybe there is some improvement with those, which is great, but what I want to suggest today, I want to champion you for doing the right things and fighting for your kids. But a lot of times, what you're doing is awesome, but it is just out of order. And so therefore, we're not getting to the root cause and not being able to fully see our children heal and thrive to become better, stronger, and healthier as well too. And so I want to jump in here. A lot of us, we're up here and seeing these issues, the red flags, the symptoms that are happening. And so we're gonna go to things like the gut. It's like, we're learning more and more that the gut issues are having problems, that there's immune problems, that kids are just not flowing well. We have adenoids and tonsils and just the sinuses are not flowing well. And what we go to are, hey, what are the toxins? What are my kids eating? Putting them on the right nutrition, getting them the right things, which are not inherently wrong or bad. And sometimes what we see is that when we get younger, where like my kid's not walking or crawling or not hitting the neurodevelopmental patterns that we should, the motor, the tone, the coordination of my kid is just not where it needs to be. And so we are typically looking at PT and OT and a lot of great things. But what we are seeing is that the base foundation to why any one of us function is going to be our nervous system, our neural pathways that's communicating our brain to literally every part of our body. And we have to start down here. And if you guys know, when two cells come together to create a human being, the first thing that forms in utero is the nervous system and brain. And from that moment, there is and can be this perfect storm that really starts to impact our families and our kids. And what happens is typically the mother's system can be under stress, whether there's fertility issues or stress during a pregnancy. The mother's nervous system, that stress or fight or flight that the mom is in, that's the first stress that happens to that nervous system, that little baby in there as it develops. And so we can have a lot of those things that create stress on the baby for the first time. And then what we see is the nervous system, even as a baby is born, the nervous system needs to function and help the baby move. Motor, right? Neuromotor patterns should be happening. And so we should have the right tone and the right coordination, even from the first thing of holding a baby's head up to then being able to crawl and walk and run and jump and play in sports and do all those kind of things. Now, what happens sometimes is that based on birth traumas or based on injuries early on, we can actually see that get stuck or delayed. And that right there is what we want to be able to look at. But once again, the motor, the muscles in our bodies are all coordinated by the nervous system. The central nervous system, the automatic central nervous system has to happen and has to be right. Now, even for our gut, to move food around our bodies, it uses muscle, once again controlled by the neuromuscular system. And so our neurogut, our neuroimmune, even for the plumbing in a kid's ears and throat and nose and adenoids and tonsils all to flow well, the nervous system has to control that as well too. And so as you can see here, a lot of us, we don't get past a lot of the traumas and the toxins and a lot of the things that we are putting in. Now, we have OT and physical therapy and counseling and all these different things that are really, really good that you may have already been doing or are doing and seeing some level of improvement. But if we don't come down to address the root causes and put them in the right order, coming back to our nervous system, what happens because there is stress, our kids' systems get stuck and they aren't able to function like they should. And we call that a subluxation. A subluxation is something that stops the nervous system from then being able to have the right neural motor patterns and then having the right neural gut function and the right neural immune function, leading our kids struggling with social, emotional, speech, cognition, behavior, focus, immune problems. And this is why you need to know the health of your kid's nervous system. So if this is new to you, or just a like, oh wow, aha moment, a light bulb, I highly encourage you to get a good neurological exam with neurological tests through a nerve scan and a spinal exam to be able to make sure that your neurospinal system is actually working in your kid's life. And if we find subluxation, then we can free and unlock the body to live life at the fullest.